Good afternoon, I'm Shawn Yao and this is One News Now. Twin earthquakes shook Luzon and Mindanao on Christmas Day, resulting in damage in some areas. Maricel Halili has the report.
A magnitude 6.3 earthquake rocked several parts of Luzon past 7 a.m. on Christmas Day. Gov't said that the quake's epicenter, which was tectonic in origin, was in Calatagan, Batangas. Intensity 5 was felt in some areas of Occidental Mindoro, Cavite, and Laguna. Intensity 4 was recorded in some areas of Metro Manila, Rizal, Bulacan, Zambales, Pangasinan, La Union, and Pampanga.
Sumisigaw naman yung aking apo, "Inay, humilindol. Takot ako. Matagal eh. Paano ako gumagalaw na ganun yung ilaw, yung nasa taas."
Gov't's Director Renato Soledum explained that this earthquake is considered strong given its magnitude, but the expected damage is minimal due to its depth.
Marami ang nakakaramdam kapag malalim at malakas, pero mahina na po ang dating. Kaya hindi naman tayo nag-expect ng significant damage dyan sa lindol na yan.
Aftershocks are expected, but there are no threats of tsunami.
Unang-una, malalim po masyado yung lindol. At pangalawa, yung cut-off natin ng magnitude na pwedeng magdulot ng tsunami ay 6.5, 6.3 lang kanina.
However, the Christmas quake destroyed houses and ruined walls in Lubang Occidental, Mindoro. Tremors were also felt in Metro Manila. In this video taken by a netizen, the lights were seen swinging because of the quake. At a condominium in Quezon City, an emergency evacuation was implemented to prevent casualties. Hours after the quake in Luzon, a 5.2 magnitude earthquake was also recorded in Sarangani. No damage has been reported so far. The LRT Line 2 temporarily suspended its operation this morning to ensure the safety of the passengers following the earthquake. Its operations resumed at 11 a.m. after the trains were declared safe and fit for operations. For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
Fewer Christmas revelers have been seen at the Luneta Park this year as the pandemic prompted families to celebrate at home. Camille Samonte is live from Luneta to show us around. Camille, hi. How many visitors are allowed there? Are they capping the number of visitors?
Shawn, Luneta Park is usually jam-packed with visitors and tons of garbage every Christmas. But with the COVID-19 still around, it's a different sight this year. Visitors are allowed to stroll around the Rizal Park for a limited time to lower the risk of virus transmission. The park is only open from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Only up to 2,000 visitors per day are accommodated this holiday season. They are required to undergo temperature checks and fill out contact tracing forms. Minors are also allowed as long as they are accompanied by their parents or guardians. However, setting up a picnic and bringing food and drinks are not allowed to avoid crowding. There are also signages and markers to remind the public to wear face masks and face shields while also maintaining physical distancing. This year's Christmas is not as merry for some park vendors. Many of them have yet to bounce back from their losses since the start of the pandemic. Here's what they have to say.
Wala kaming kita ngayon. Tumal, wala rin tao kasing namamasyal. Noon, okay yung kita namin eh. Desperas pa lang, kumikita na kami. Ngayon, wala talaga.
Hindi kagaya dati nung last year na December 25, dagsaan tao, halos hindi mahulugan ng karayom ang loob. Tsaka allowed siya magpicture kami sa loob, pati tao, nakakapasok sa loob. Ngayon, hindi kami allowed, tsaka bukod doon, pati yung mga namamasyal, kontrolado rin yung time limit ng pamamasyal nila.
Shawn, as you can see, the park is open right now. Security officers are going around to make sure that minimum health protocols are being followed. Shawn?
Thank you and Merry Christmas, Camille Samonte. Meanwhile, Tagaytay City remains one of the go-to places for some families and other travelers during Christmas. Let's check in on the situation in Tagaytay with news correspondent Maan Enriquez. Man, kamusta ang Pasko sa Tagaytay? Malamig ba?
Yes, Shawn, we're enjoying a perfect weather here in Tagaytay City. It's not rainy like last weekend, but we can still feel the Christmas breeze. As early as 8 a.m., tourists started flocking to this view deck where the Taal volcano can be seen. Families were seen taking photos together. These kids are so excited because this is their first out-of-town travel since the pandemic started. Their parents say the view deck is the only place where they can bring the children. Minors and senior citizens are still not allowed to enter indoor establishments such as restaurants. Even though Tagaytay was also hit by a strong quake earlier, guests still push through with their activities. We visited this church where we encountered some tourists who came all the way from Manila. Some of them say it has become their tradition to pray inside a church every Christmas. We also chanced upon a family who was having a picnic along the main road of Tagaytay. Meanwhile, Mahogany Market is already occupied for dine-in customers as early as 11 a.m. Guests have to wait for a couple of minutes before securing a table. Sean has observed the traffic here along the main roads of Tagaytay City is still light to moderate, but motorists are advised to brace for heavier traffic, especially on their way to public parks and other tourist spots. That's the latest here, Sean. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, Marian Enriquez. Enjoy the Tagaytay weather. We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The health department reported over 1,800 new COVID-19 infections today. The total confirmed cases in the country are now above 467,000, some 27,000 of which are still active. Quezon City has the most number of fresh infections for 4 consecutive days. The virus killed 7 people overnight, pushing the death toll to above 9,000. Meanwhile, some 430,700 patients have survived, with 300 additional recoveries on Christmas Day. President Duterte will be meeting with infectious disease experts and IATF members on Saturday, that is tomorrow, to discuss the new COVID-19 strain that emerged from the United Kingdom. Palace spokesman Harry Roque says they will discuss whether there is a need to expand the travel ban to include those that have recorded cases of the new variant like Singapore and Hong Kong. Government is also looking at extending the travel ban on the UK beyond December 31st. Asked if fears of the new variant will result in stricter lockdowns, Roque says this is unlikely in a bid to protect people's livelihoods. The B117 strain, which experts say is more infectious, has reached several countries, with Germany being the latest to confirm. And for our frontliners, the service continues, even if this means that they won't be able to celebrate the holidays with their own families. Shaila Francisco tells their stories.
Epi Sampong, a security guard, can't hide his excitement to go home after his Christmas Eve duty. He was finally able to reunite with his family this Christmas after months of living in the barracks.
Sana lahat tayo mag-enjoy, wag natin yung sarili natin na dahil pandemic, tayo magmukmuk, wag gawa tayo ng paraan para makasurvive sa buhay.
Meanwhile, Dr. Arnold Alvarez, an internist, was able to have an early celebration with his family. After getting together, he went straight to a hospital in Pasig City where he spent Christmas Day.
Dapat kaming rumisponde at mag-manage ng aming pasyente sa lahat ng aming makakaya sapagkat yan po ang sinumpuan naming tungkulin bilang doktor.
For ambulance driver Wilson Cabanero, the lives of his patients need to be prioritized more than any celebration. He spent Christmas serving those who need to be brought to various hospitals and isolation facilities.
Tuloy-tuloy kami, wala kaming pahinga, 24/7 kami. Trabaho muna po.
The same goes for Chito Consular, who decided to continue with his work as a food delivery rider. He'd rather work than celebrate Christmas alone because his family has moved to the province due to the pandemic.
Mas pipiliin ko pa makatulong na lang sa ibang tao, magserbisyo na lang sa tao. Mas gusto ko magtrabaho at kumita ng pera kasi mahirap ang buhay ngayon.
Police and patrol officers were also not thinking about celebrating Christmas as their service is much needed.
Ay gusto po nating mabawasan at makatulong sa ating mamamayan para mabawasan po yung ating pandemya at hindi na kumalat pa.
Nalulungkot din po kaso wala talagang ito yung pinaming trabaho, talagang doon po minapokus ngayon. Bantayan namin yung aming kalsada para sa taong bayan.
For these frontliners, more than being with their families, the true spirit of Christmas lies of being in service to others, especially amid the ongoing pandemic. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
Pope Francis is urging the Catholic faithful to help those in need as he delivered his message in a low-key Christmas Eve Mass. The Pope said people should feel obliged to do so because Jesus himself was born as a poor outcast. He also asked people to reflect on the injustices towards others instead of pursuing their endless desire for material possessions. The Mass was held at the St. Peter's Basilica with less than 100 participants and only a number of cardinals and bishops. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.
Magkasama tayo, itutuloy ang Pasko. Wala nang regalo, ang hiling ko, sana'y laging masaya tayo. Nandito tayong dumaramay, handang tumulong at magbigay upang bumuti at sumayang ating buhay. Nandyan at abot kamay, tayo'y maging liwanag ng Pasko. Tulong-tulong tayo, tayo'y liwanag, ikaw at ako, tuloy pa rin ang Pasko. Tayo'y maging liwanag ng Pasko. Tulong-tulong tayo, tayo'y liwanag, ikaw at ako, tuloy pa rin ang Pasko.
Kapit sa pag-asa, sama-sama, pangarap ng isa't isa. Nasa ating